Welcome to our next lesson.
Hello.
This one is on percents and fractions, and I called in Mr. Romanovich for this one. So this time we're going to go back and forth between percents and fractions instead of decimals and fractions like our last one. So get your notes page set up, get your title up top, your learning standard 6 RP3, and then our I can statement. I can convert between percents and fractions. When you're ready, hit play and we'll go to the next page.
Yay, pen. There we go.
I let Mr. Romanovich write today. So if he doesn't do a very good job, it's
Yay.
all his fault.
It's on me.
Oh, there's an extra page.
Now I've done that.
All right.
There we go. So here we go. We've got percents to fractions. And so get this down in your notes. Make sure you're getting this wonderful definition here. Percent is a ratio that compares a number to 100. And then we're writing percents as fractions. Really all we're doing is we're setting up that percent as something over 100. So there's our 100. And then we would simplify it, and knowing that 25 will fit into both of these, because I always think of money when I think of 75 and a dollar. That would be then 3 over 4, because we divided by 25, and we divided by 25.
You're getting better at writing.
That's
Looking
getting
nice. All right, next one, 38%. So, like Mr. Romanovich says, just write it over 100, 38 over 100. And then the trick is the simplifying. What can 38 and 100 both be divided by? They're both even numbers, so the first thing that comes to mind is I can divide them both by 2. 38 divided by 2 is going to be 19. 100 divided by 2, hopefully you don't have to think about that one, that's 50. So we get 19 over 50. Notice, as soon as we wrote it over 100, we don't need that percent sign anymore. Now it's just a regular fraction, so that percent sign is gone. So we get 19 fiftieths.
Then 55%, if we put that over 100, then we're going to look for something that we can simplify it with. My first thought is always 5s and 10s. This one is a 5 for me. So if I divide by 5, that's going to give me 11 over 20. 11 twentieths.
So to turn them into a fraction, you simply write it over 100, and then the trickier part, you always have to simplify that fraction. Now let's go the opposite way. Let's go from a fraction back to a percent. So get this written down in your notes. To write a fraction as a percent, you're just going to turn it into an equivalent fraction, an equal fraction that just has a denominator of 100. So our first one is 3/20. We want to write it over something over 100. So what did we do to 20 to get to 100? Well, we multiplied times 5. So we have to do the same thing to our numerator in order for them to stay equal. 3 times 5 is 15. So 15 over 100 is 15%. That's how we turn it into a percent. So don't forget to write it.
Oh, yeah. I got a label. Oh, my God. My kids are going to be like, you didn't label, and I'll never hear the end of it. So now we have 2/5, and we're going to go to something over 100. And looking at our relationships here, we're going to see that 5 times 20 would give us 100. Therefore, 2 times 20 would give us the percent of that fraction, which is 40. And then we add our symbol to get 40%.
All right, last one, 6 over 8. We want to turn it into something over 100, but when you stop to think about it, you realize 8 doesn't turn into 100 very nicely. So we need another strategy. Notice what it says at the bottom of the screen. Sometimes you might have to look to see if 8 doesn't go into it, can I simplify that fraction first, then try to turn it into a 100? So 6/8 can be simplified. I can divide them both by 2. So I get 3/4. Now I look to see, can I turn that fraction into something out of 100? Well, I can turn a 4 into 100. Think 4 quarters go into a dollar, so I can multiply times 25. 3 times 25 gives me 75. So 3/4 is the same thing as 75%. So turn them into fractions over 100, but then don't forget to simplify, especially when you're doing those fractions later on. Have a good day.